What's going on, everybody? Today, I will be coming at you with a video on my thoughts on the current TCG format. As you can see in front of you, I have the chart from the YCS Bologna that happened this past weekend. I watched most of it. I think the format is in a good spot, surprisingly. I'm not going to sit here and complain about the format. It's not the worst we've ever seen. But I do have some issues with it, as always, as everybody does, I'm sure. It was kind of cool seeing Vanquish Soul do well at this event. I know that it was the counter, if you will, to the Draco Tail deck, because that's been the most popular deck recently, due to its consistency and it just does it enough, and it does the same thing every time. It gets you there essentially to win an event, and it did in YCS Pittsburgh. But the good counter to that is something like Vanquish Soul Canine, because Azuna's very strong. Holly Sue's very strong into the deck. Being able to turn zero, take things, or make an untargetable Xyz monster that you can just go right for Zeus on the following turn. So I thought that was cool. I don't specifically have an issue with the Vanquish Soul deck. I straight up think it's really healthy deck. It's just very good into the best deck, being Draco Tail. I think it has fine matchups and everything else. I think there's really just it's just a healthy deck overall. So my issues aren't really with that. My issues are, though, with the constant Mitsurugi variants running around. Like I said in my last video, I'm very biased towards those cards. I think they're just way too strong. They don't lock you in anything. I think they've had their time, and I would like to see them go on the next ban list. Who knows when that is? Hopefully in January is what everyone else is expecting. Seeing two Malice make top 8 right here. You see two Malice make top 8, and that deck also has had its time. It's been hit 3 times now, I think, and none of the hits in which actually directly actually hit the deck. It hits a little bit of the consistency, a little bit of your play lines, but if it combos, it still wins. It's the same deck as it was, almost better than before, because people just take out Lancer out of their side deck. I'm sure people are putting them back in now because of the rise of popularity of Malice. But that deck's had its time. It's time for Konami to just hit the deck. But yeah, so I will move over here. Oh, I lost connection. Sounds about right. I will move over to here, and I have a couple cards or decks that we could talk about real quick. We'll talk about the Mitsu cards. For the Mitsurugi cards, like I said, it has time. Mirakumo is just way too strong of a card. It checks way too many things. It moves other decks that could be played out of the format. Hand ripping every turn and board wiping every turn. Constant follow up. It's just too oppressive. It's just a very strong card. Now the engine itself, the Mitsurugi engine itself, really isn't my issue. It's straight up just Mirakumo. Now, I've seen in the new 2026 decks or whatever, they showed that Mitsurugi's in there. And one of my friends brought up to me, he said that the Mirakumo wasn't on the picture or within the deck or whatever, into that structure deck, whatever they're doing. And I was like, yo, you know what? Because I never thought about that. I was everyone's let's hit prayers down to 1, or let's ban Habakiri, which I'm also happy to do. But he did say that Mirakumo wasn't on the picture. Now, if they do that, that would be huge, because Mirakumo is the issue. Now, Mitsurugi can still be a playable engine per se. It might not be a great pure option, but it's still a playable engine if they just ban Mirakumo, because now you can set up the Futsu and the Omni Negate trap. Let me type it in here so you can see it if you don't know what it is. The Great Purification. You're able to set up IP, Purification, which is the Omni Negate, Futsu, which is constant follow-up and bodies. You can still make a reasonable board. It's just the Mirakumo being able to turn wipe every turn is just too oppressive. And I think it's just had its time, and that deck, it needs to go. It's done. It needs to be done and over with. I'll be absolutely fine with the Futsu Purification board, maybe an IP with whatever engine you're playing in it. I'm fine with that. It's manageable. Yeah, so I'm going to stop talking about the Mitsurugi cards, but that's how I feel about them. They are in top spots every tournament, no matter where you play at, whether it's locals, regionals, YCS, nationals, doesn't matter. The deck's everywhere. The deck's strong. It always will be strong as long as it's, as long as it's viable and playable and Marakumo's there. So yeah, that's my take on that. Like I said, if Prayers goes to 1, I'm happy. If Habakiri gets banned, I'm happy as well. But Marakumo being banned would be great. So we can now move on to, we'll stay on the same note with the decks that had its time, is Malice. I mean, Malice has been out since, I believe, November of 24. It's November 2025. And it's still taking 2 top 8 spots per tournament for the most part. I mean, it's too strong. It's just too strong. The deck is still, it's consistent enough. If it passes point A, it'll get to the point Z. It does the full thing. Like, you have to stop it in its tracks. Their half boards are really strong through Fua still. They get to play like 18 hand traps or non-engine. Dominus Impulse is just such a good card. Being able to play Dominus Impulse in a deck like this is absurd. But yeah, like, my feelings of Malice is, I like the deck, and I did play it for a little while, but it had its time. It's still too strong. I personally think it's like still the best combo deck. But yeah, it needs to go. In my opinion, I see Master Duel ban Red Ransom right here. Master Duel ban Red Ransom, which I think is actually really good too. They could absolutely do that, but the deck would still like actually be fine. Like, you just make White Rabbit, or not White Rabbit, excuse me, White Binder, and you can still combo. You still can end on like practically a full board. So I think they need to just ban this card. They need to take away the Gold Sark 1-card combo, the Field Spell 1-card combos, their strongest normal summon. I think Dormouse just needs to be banned. It does not need to be at 1. It just needs to be banned, and we need to be all set with this deck. So that's how I feel about that. I have Azuna up here. Now, I play Crystron K9, as you all know. I am not going to be unfair. I think Azuna can stay and probably should stay. But I wouldn't be sad if they put it down to 1. I do not want to ban. That's ridiculous. But if they put it down to 1, it'll slow down the turn 0 plays of the Crystron K9 deck or the Vanquish Soul K9 deck. Holly Sue already being a turn 0 play, but it's less consistent due to the lack of fires. Azuna is always live, and that can hurt specific strategies like Draco Tail. That's why they play it. Azuna going to 1 would actually be pretty healthy, but after that, like, they can't touch it. So I'm okay with Azuna going to 1. I don't think they should ban it. That's too harsh for the K9 engine, as they just came out a little while ago. Like I said, I don't think they're going to yet, but I wouldn't be unhappy if they did. Speaking of that, Thymeta. Now, I think Draco Tail is such a healthy deck. I don't have any complaints about that deck. That deck is just very strong. It's very good at what it does. It's consistent. It's very good for the game, in my opinion. However, like I said, turn 0 plays being Azuna, Thymeta is also one of those. And since Draco Tail has been taking a lot of top spots in every tournament, Konami usually likes to address those type of decks. And Thymeta, unfortunately, it gives you turn 0 plays. Now, I think what they should do is, if they want to hurt it, they put it to 2 or 1. Just to decrease the consistency of the turn 0 Thymetas. If they do that, it becomes, you search it in every combo, and you can like add it back to hand off the Erlen stuff and make it like kind of like part of your engine that you do on your turn, opposed to every time you open it, turn 0, it's just super, super strong and unfair to the opponent. Like, the amount of advantage you get out of it is just really strong. So I think that they could actually hit that down to 1 or 2 and make it a little more healthy and just leave it at that. Like I said, Draco Tail, beautiful deck, love that deck, have no issues. I talked about everything else. Okay, so the Princess. This is like a random one. I was playing, like, I still play Crystron K9, and they're doing all the unfair stuff to Spinals down on this card. The Molnir lot came from this card, the Spell Canceller comes from this card. If they just ban this card, there won't be any unfair things about the deck. It'll just be a really good deck. And I'd be happy with that if they want to hit the, like, not even just Crystron, but future K9 decks or strategies is just, it's like, this card's just too strong. It makes their turn 0, or their turn 1 rather, it makes it like this unbreakable board, which is like what we don't want in the game. We want interactive Yu-Gi-Oh! And we've had that. Like I said, the format's in a good spot. It's just a couple small tweaks need to happen for this game to be perfect. Or the current format, rather. So I could see this getting banned. I'd be happy about it. Like I said, I play it. I'm not I'm a very reasonable guy, all right? I'm reasonable. They ban this. They put Azuna to 1. What's the issue? it's just a strong deck, right? Nothing unfair. But yeah, I would like to see this banned for the unhealthy reasons. So, and then the last card I have here is Herald of Arclight. I think the Yummy deck is also another great deck for the game. Obedient School got hit to 1 in the last ban list, and I think that's like fine. They could leave it there, and I'd be happy with that. But Herald of Arclight being just so oppressive into like so many decks like Draco Tail or any deck that needs the graveyard, which is so many like decks that like in the game, or like turning off like Droll and hand traps, which you would have already drawn at that point, but you get the gist. Herald of Arclight is just, it's not a healthy card, and also being able to Yummy bridge into any ritual deck, like even if it's not just Mitsurugi, but like that makes it hard for Konami to print like future ritual decks, because you know, Ritual is like the least like used strategy in the game, which is why Mitsurugi has probably been so popular. But like Herald of Arclight is just, it's not healthy. It's at 1, but I mean the first one was already the problem. Why is it at 1? It's literally like the Arise Heart thing. When they put Arise Heart to 1, like Arise Heart was the issue was the first one. You know what I mean? So Herald of Arclight needs to be banned, and then leave the Yummy deck alone. Like that deck is super healthy and fair for the game, just like Draco Tail. But they need to ban Herald of Arclight. Maybe leave the unfair card at 1, the Obedient Schooled. They could put it at 3 though, and I wouldn't be upset. I mean, it's just, it locks you in a beast. It's like healthy to me in my opinion, but nonetheless, Herald of Arclight ban would be great for the game. Not being able to bridge into Mitsu or any future ritual decks would be very cool. Other than that, I guess an honorable mention would be this one. I'll just type it here. Would be Zombie Vampire. This card also like hinders future design for the game. It is like being able to bridge into anything, practically speaking, is also very strong. Like any 2 level 8s, you can play a lot of engines that get you to level 8s, and you can just bridge into anything. So I'm okay with it for now, but that's an honorable mention. I'm not going to complain about Zombie Vampire. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. It's going to be kind of I mean, I don't know if it's a quick one. I rambled on a little bit. But I like to give my opinions of the format. You know, if you'd like, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below any questions or thoughts, and I'll be happy to answer them. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and eat lots of turkey for me. Goody signing off. Later.